So last time we talked about Obari, we covered a, shall we say, departure from his usual.
But why?
I accept you.
I accept you.
Today, however, can be seen as a return to form, in all senses of the phrase. Let's see here. Giant robots? Check. Scantily clad, well-endowed women? Check. And that's it. But then again, there doesn't need to be more than that. Dangaizer 3 is the perfect distillation of what Obari means to anime at large. Mech battles, ridiculous plots, and enough cheesecake for an entire season of Golden Girls. What? I spent a lot of time watching Lifetime as a kid. Don't judge me! But what exactly makes Dangaizer 3 more palatable than Obari's other offerings? Well, as dumb as it is, and it is quite dumb, it's not so obnoxiously stupid as to actually get in the way of its own plot. Unlike other TV shows I can mention. In other words, Virus Buster Surge doesn't know that it's stupid, whereas Dangaizer 3 embraces the fact that it's stupid, or at the very least, doesn't care. Not that anyone can reasonably expect to take a story like Dangaizer 3 seriously, what with its tried and true plot of women of destiny pilot an ancient death mech to fight evil magical girl lesbians and yet another femi villain. Still, with such an absurd plot, it manages to go all in on its premise, and it makes for an enjoyable, silly watch. So it looks like we got ourselves another popcorn review on our hand. Fine with me. It's about time we had some fun around here. This is Dangaizer 3. We start off in, you guessed it, Neo Hong Kong, where a cabal of shadowy ne'er-do-wells are scheming to stop a prophecy from happening.
Using our devil dragon, I shall ignite the Guy Flame!
Yup, it's going to be one of those kinds of anime, where every villain has at least 10 different absurdities in their lines, and it's all delivered like Shakespeare in the Park.
We've already taken the initiative.
Jokers have withdrawn to 10 and 7.
They will be checkmated in one move.
What will they do? You know the little one's doll? It hasn't been finished yet.
It is our duty to annihilate them completely. This heretic blood is a knife of suspicion poised at our throats.
This heretic blood is a knife of suspicion poised at our throats. It's like this guy's lines were written by the same guy who wrote the copy to Soul Calibur.
Only one will stand triumphant beyond good and evil.
We cut to Rainbow Mika here, cleaning house at what looks like a virtual reality gaming competition, and true to the ancient lore set by the last Starfighter, she must be destined for piloting greatness. But as is so often the case, she also happens to be a bubble-headed spazoid who can't keep her shit together. Meanwhile, in what looks like a completely different anime altogether, William Frederick Knight plays expositor about how Egypt was totally a nation of ancient aliens, guys.
That stone statue at the center of the shrine. This altar wasn't constructed for worship or events such as festivals. It was the primary reactor for this underground city.
I know it sounds crazy, but come on! Look at the guy! Isn't that a face that just screams professional historian and not crazy homeless man high on bath salts? Seems that this proto-idolin reacts to the element of fire, and guess who got that fire?
Put me down, Mitsurugi!
Hey, this is different from what I usually do. What I do is not so dangerous, not so heavy.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? It's like this character is trapped between parallel worlds. And speaking of negaverses, the reactor causes a giant robot to emerge from the ground itself, as well as a giant column to come crashing down on the sports dome that Mika and her friends are at, thus sending her to the space between spaces, somehow. Like, I assume that the reactor is what caused this all to happen, and the villain of the day says as such, but for the life of me, I don't see how the reactor could have sent that ballistic missile from God. In either case, the villain introduces herself to Mika, and for some reason, does it in the form of a Tinder profile.
I'm one of the 4 divas of Gorma, Crimson Sapphire. I love makeup of bursting flame and devilish crimson.
Must have your own car and be 420 friendly.
You instinctively escaped on your own to the safest area, this pocket dimension.
Huh?
I see. Not yet. You don't know anything about your own body, now do you?
There had to have been a better way to word that.
Don't worry. I'll be very gentle.
Oh, you're doing that on purpose. I said you're doing that on purpose. Must be out. Luckily, one of the presumed Dangaizer 3 make the save and urges Mika to remember that she's the chosen one. But like the utter idiot she is, she just blusters about not knowing what's going on and being completely useless.
What now? What the hell are these? Hey, I don't understand it. Tell me what's going on.
Don't you just love characters like this? The kind that are so rock stupid that they can't even realize that they're in the shit and demand that someone carefully explain to them why they're in the shit. Luckily, she doesn't stay useless for long and manages to transform and protect herself, where she also meets the last member of their triumvirate.
It's no use, Sapphire. My body and spirit recognize the melodies you play. They're hollow notes and cannot affect me.
For I, too, talk like a 13-year-old's fanfic. Carmine Cobalt knows when she's been made and gets out of Dodge, leaving the girls to squabble with each other. Hooray.
There is no way to beat the enemy when you've just woke up. You have to have time to try out things first. Once I learn the power-ups and key moves, I'll never be defeated. I'll kick their butts in 10 seconds flat. Hey, are you listening, you shit-talking foreigner?
Of all the times to ditch the purple prose, it's on the line, you shit-talking foreigner. But it gets worse, though.
I'm sorry. I just arrived here from Canada 2 days ago. So why don't you speak in English?
You mean she wasn't speaking perfect fucking English? And I know what you pedantic assholes are saying right now, that the line makes way more sense in Japanese. And you know what? You're right. For the wrong reasons. The line is practically the same in the Japanese audio, so it's set up that the characters are speaking English even though the audience is hearing Japanese. Okay, I personally don't like this trope, but I understand its use. However, in English, this line makes no fucking sense. And I mean more than just the notion of a Canadian being snotty and rude. She was speaking English, and non-accented English to boot, so there's no basis for this insult. This just smacks of lazy transliteration, and it reinforces one of my core tenets when it comes to adaptation. If the line doesn't make sense in English, make it make sense in English. Though the three make their introductions, the danger is clearly not over yet, so they somehow summon Dangaizer and make yet another costume change that leaves them looking somehow even more ridiculous than before. Not Ray here gets the worst of it, poor thing. She looks like she stepped out of Joe Gideon's Death Number. All that jazz? Anyone? Ah, the Howie scream. Not as ubiquitous as the Wilhelm, but a fine choice nonetheless for an in-joke. Unless, of course, you used that stock sound effect because you were too lazy to get a peon from the office to get into the booth and bang out a scream for a second.
Hey, turn down that light! I can't see!
Forget it. Here comes another one. I'm picking up some feng shui impulses.
Ah, god damn it. If Cowboy Bebop couldn't make feng shui a legit plot point, what makes you think you can?
Look at this. This is no virtual image. This is no demo for some new game. This is for real. A creature has actually appeared in Hong Kong.
Oh shit, a gigantic behemoth is wreaking havoc in a major Asian metropolis? Is it Tuesday already? Of course, Mika is throwing a hissy fit about the safety of her friends around the Metrodome that got sort of destroyed, but she puts on her big girl pants and blows these things that just kind of appeared for some reason into the clouds.
Parted.
Sentence. Fragmented. Approaching. Shatner acting. They're still not out of the woods yet as Carmine Cobalt comes back, this time sporting her own giant robot that's apparently Dangaizer's brother somehow. Ah, screw it. Get to robot fighting.
Since analysis clearly indicates their weapons do not compare at all with those of other countries, then, gentlemen, how did they get here? And where in the world did these things ever come from?
At this time, there is no evidence to suggest they emerged from somewhere underground or descended from the air.
Or, you know, have the completely ineffectual military ponder about information we already know. Either or. Realizing that the second episode is basically just one long protracted robot fight, the story decides to pump the brakes and meanders over to Dr. Bath Salts and his bumbling Eeyore-sounding sidekick.
It's already gone, isn't it? The spirit of adventure.
Nothing's ended yet. The spirit of adventure is forever, you dumbass!
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have nothing to add to that. I just love that line and take. But even out here in the most remote stretches of the Earth, the internet and phone reception are such that the two immediately get wind of the havoc being wrecked in Neo Hong Kong.
If I knew this was gonna happen, I would never have broken my plans with Hina. God damn it! The line to Neo Hong Kong has gone dead!
Dumbass? I think I found your problem. It's not that the line to Neo Hong Kong is out, it's that your goddamn phone isn't even connected to anything, which is a fucking miracle when you consider that it was connected just 5 cuts ago. So after a quick inner pep talk and a big old plate of utter nonsense that is Jazz's backstory...
DD. Stop signaling now. What do you plan to do with the Tower of Babylon?
Now a new god is being born into the universe, and the annoying judge system which has haunted us will be eliminated. The black wings governing the future of neo-humans have already taken to the sky.
Carmine Cobalt dons her Witchblade cosplay and launches her attack. Fearing that her friends have died from failing to thwart Carmine's blast, Mika goes berserk and uses the pain of loss to win the day, and kills Oh, come on, really? Her sternum has been crushed to powder and she's bleeding internally, but we still have to make sure her tits are on a platter? And you know what the hell of it is? Mika's friends are still alive.
Hina!
They're okay. They're still alive.
Actually, no. The real hell of it is that despite these friends surviving the encounter, thus making the climax of this battle utterly pointless, we never see them again. So they might as well be dead. You can't be this terrible by accident. So, with the day saved, the three decide to have a beach day and moon the audience.
Look at my butt! The worst thing you can do is try to ignore it.
Yeah,
it's a total circle, don't you see? You can't hide from it.
Excuse
me, It's a force to be reckoned with. Accept it before it destroys you.
So, in between the characters undressing themselves to get into different Skippy clothing, they start rambling about how the three of them were destined to pilot Dangaizer. Not sure why they needed to go to this island in particular.
I thought if we got her near Dangaizer, she might remember something. That's why we came to this island.
Oh, I thought it was because of fan service. My mistake. Granted, it's kind of hard to see this as fanwink material, considering their penchant for using awful insults.
How dare you, you nymphomaniac balloon body! What did you say? You blue butt idiot girl! You don't like nympho balloon body that has big boob alien! It beats pebble tits!
Speaking of talking, what in the world are the bad guys up to again?
With the moon linked to the Babel system, the Black Wings will descend on the chosen day. The 299th day.
Our blood-laden plate. The last hand. There's only one card left in the game.
This one card will give us a good hand.
Do you think they know they're speaking English? From madness to madness, it seems, as we cut from that to Mika introducing the other two to Dumbass, her dad.
Yeah! Yes! It's great being surrounded by all these ladies during dinner. It brightens the place up. What's more, you two are very beautiful. Who'd have thought my Hina had such gorgeous friends?
He's just the worst, isn't he? Not only does he openly hit on his own daughter's friends, but he does so in that voice that sounds like if Filthy Frank just ran a mile.
I know it's been some time since I've done nude photography, but I'd really like you to pose for me.
Come on, I'm just asking because I need the spank material. Where are you going? Dumbass is called away because monsters are attacking Hong Kong again, and what the fuck do they expect a nude photographer to do to help the situation? I have no clue. Still, this gives the girls the perfect opening to square off against a manic pixie dream bitch and Rules 63 Microsoft Sam.
I am a Gorma diva, Dine of the Blue Storm, and your executioner.
My murderous passion overwhelms me. Your death is at hand. Fear me. But what's this? Mika has an evil twin? And she sounds like a Valley Girl despot?
Welcome to this gorgeous night when the moon draws a perfect sphere. I am the Angel of Destruction who will pursue Dangaizer 3 into oblivion. I am the ghost of the one who was beaten to death by you in a karate match.
Can this anime go 1 minute without serving me up a fat pitch over the plate?
Let's finish this up, shall we? But before that, I'll tell you my real name.
Evidently not. Though you do have a long way to go if you hope to catch up with Agent Aika, Dangaizer. Seems like it's curtains for Mika, but Dangaizer once again telepathically speaks to her, and he seems less than helpful.
You are my servants, Dangaizer 3. Upon our sacred binding pledge, fulfill our task. You, the 3 priestesses who share my name, will not be permitted to die until you fulfill your obligation.
Didn't you read the terms and conditions on your contract? Damn it! This is what I get for hiring Apple's lawyers!
It's Dangaizer time, folks! Or at least it will be after we sit through a long, drawn-out montage of Dangaizer being transported to where the girls are. Because everyone knows that the best part in Big O is seeing the Megaduce riding the rails for minutes at a time. Oh, and while I'm at it, who in the hell are Microsoft Samantha and Pixie again?
I was a child when I lost my parents. They don't know what I went through.
That's enough. I understand, Pixis, so stop.
I'm not going to stop. I lived by selling my body since I was 6 years old.
Okay. I'm sure that all of this can be glossed over if we just quickly sweep this under the rug, and Samantha is now making out with Pixie. Wonderful! Never thought I'd have to explain this to anyone, but confessing to a life full of sexual abuse? Not the cue for macking. Snap back to reality, or what passes for it, as the odds don't look good for Dangaizer as a 2-on-1 handicap match ensues between Microsoft Samantha and Pixie's annoying-ass cackle.
Okay, so you want to play, huh? They don't stand a chance against my guy wave underwater!
Shut up!
Thank you! So with the match evened up, Microsoft Samantha finally has an emotion and transforms her bot into, okay, come on, Obari! That's just clearly Angel Blade! The fight's pretty much over before it even begins, and Samantha goes down for the count.
Wow, that black one is really something. A handicap match, and yet he pulled it out. He's definitely front page material for a wrestling mag.
I see you trying to bait me, Dangaizer, but guess what? I'm not that easy. Am I zombie Roman Reigns?
Randy Orton RKO out of nowhere!
So, there probably was supposed to be more episodes to Dangaizer 3 since the last episode just sort of ends. Dangaizer goes berserk on the military after they try to destroy it, and it's implied that Mika's clone has the unconscious body of Samantha and is going to summon her own robot, and then there's another bot in the moon, and end. But at the end of the day, does it really matter that there's no proper end to this? Nobody's gonna watch this for a story. And that's fine by me. It's stupid, terribly written, and features a chorus line of cheesy overacting, but it's also entertaining in how much it revels in it all. Not once does it pretend to be anything other than what it is, and the pride that it shows because of that fact is endearing, to say the least. Dangaizer 3 goes to show that if you're going to be mindless, pandering, dumb filth, own it. And nobody owns mindless, pandering, dumb filth quite like Masami Obari. And next week, we're going to prove it. Well, I'm not.
Oh, God damn it. Sage, what do you want?
Yeah, Suave, get your ass back to the apartment. You're up to bat.
Can you call me backstage?
I'm kind of in the middle of something.
It's Obari.
I'll be there in 3 hours. 4 hours. Good. Till next time. Hey guys, check it out. This is my impression of Triple H. Fucking all these fucking belts. Probably can't even see the fact that I'm wearing a Mick Foley shirt. Jesus Christ. This bit.
Long live your Lord High Regent Sage! Long live Benetopia!